Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo. Welcome to my scrapbook table. I am working on a sketch. I'm using my Counterfeit Kit, and I also get to use up 2 pieces of paper from my 100 pattern paper challenge, and I'll have information in the description box for all 3 of those things. So I have these 2 photos. Let me show you the sketch. It is by Sherry Stewart. She is Sherry Loves to Scrap 22 on Instagram. And so I noticed there are frames on her layout, her sketch. And I didn't put frames in my Counterfeit Kit, but I knew I had these in my 49 and Market basket where I keep all my 49 and Market stuff. And so I grabbed them because I haven't used hardly any of these. I don't even remember where they came from. I don't think they were with a particular collection that I have. So I'm not sure. But I did get to use 3 of them on this layout, and that makes me very happy. So I wasn't sure. I wanted my the strips of paper I have going across to kind of be in the same proportion as hers. I did end up making mine a little larger, so I just set up a proportion and did some measuring and calculations here to give me an idea of the width of those strips that she has on her layout. And so, just like hers, the bottom one I made a little bit smaller than the top. And I used the compass rose to go across the bottom, and this piece of map paper, oh I just love it, to go across the top. And even though I didn't use the whole sheets, once I cut into a 12 by 12 from my 100 pattern papers, I count that because that's the only time I count it. When I use what's left over from that, I don't count that piece. So that's just kind of how I keep track. Had to trim just a little bit off of the white 12 by 12 there. This layout ended up being pretty simple, only because I don't have a lot of embellishments to go with these photos for this album, and I don't really think I need a lot of embellishments. The pictures and the story on the pages that I do journaling kind of tell it all, and I don't feel like I need a lot, which is good since I don't have a lot. So then I started trying to figure out where I wanted to put these frames. And I fiddled with it for so long that I ended up cutting out quite a bit. You'll see it cut to the end here. Not to the end, but to where I have them settled and where I'm going to put them. I moved them around a lot for a long time. And then I realized once I had them where I wanted, I had to put some fun foam behind the photos because otherwise the photos were going to get bent when they get pressed against those frames. So that took me a little while too, and I'll show you here in a moment. You'll see on screen how I made that work. So here's where I'm going to have the 3 frames. I had pulled her Sherry sketch over so I could look at that and kind of follow her lead. And so I go ahead and I glue all these down. They do have adhesive on the back, but just in case, I figured it was better to add some of my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And originally I was going to add some black to this layout, but since these frames are dark brown, I opted not to do that. So I'm just making sure these are straight. And here's where I'm thinking, oh, I gotta bump these up with something. So here you can see that I've added fun foam in the blank spaces back there. And that has worked nicely to take care of my photos so that they don't end up getting bent or damaged. And now it's time for the title. And I couldn't think of what title to use. First I thought I might use these navy blue stickers, which would have looked nice on this page, but I didn't think they were quite big enough. I pulled one off and held it up there. I just chose an end because I thought I might do New York City or something like that. And they were just a little smaller than what I wanted. So I ended up using ChatGPT to come up with a title. And I chose Manhattan Sky. And I used these alphas from Felicity Jane. I feel like I've been using them forever. I bought 2 packs of them, probably 3 years ago. I don't know. They just kind of seem to be never ending, which is great because they are neutral. They coordinate with a lot of things. So I ended up just using Manhattan Sky. And I decided, even though I wasn't going to do a lot of embellishment, I wanted to add this 49 and Market rub-on across the top. Then I add a little one that says Memories Made to Last below the picture on the right. And I had to cut this apart just to make it go across the whole thing, because I do have a little, I don't know, it's a chipboard sticker maybe. It says City Life. And then there's a Compass Rose one down on the bottom. So I just put this up here. I did end up adding 2 camera stickers. I'm not sure I will leave them. I can't decide. The brown isn't quite the right brown. The blue is the right blue. But I'll mull that over and decide. If you have an opinion, you can let me know in the comments. But I really liked adding this blue across the top here. I thought it balanced things out nicely since there is blue along the bottom of the page, or the bottom half of the page. And I just liked it. I love their rub-ons anyway. I use them a lot. There we go. And then the sticker that says City Life covers up the gap nicely. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you have joined me and watched this video. I hope you'll subscribe. All of you, I hope you'll hit the thumbs up. Some of us creators have been having a discussion, and it's really encouraging when people like our video or leave a comment, or both. It's very encouraging, and so I would appreciate if you do that, and it would be great if you do that for other videos that you watch. I will leave info and links in the description box. There is a playlist, I think, for the 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. There's also a Facebook group if you'd like to share your work there. I will share the one for the Counterfeit Kit group, as well as the one for the 100 patterned paper challenge, which is exactly what it sounds like. You have 100 sheets of patterned paper, and you just try to use them up. I won't get 100 done this year, but I might get 75, so that's pretty good. The still shots are coming up. This is really all I did, except you can see I added the cameras there. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.